2,000 years before mankind was created, there were creatures on the earth, and they caused corruption on it and shed blood. Then God sent against them a troop of angels who casted them away to islands in the seas.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. That was his power.
Are you hypnotized right now? Be honest.
No, I'm awake.
You're awake. Totally awake. Are you hypnotized, ma'am? You guess so? Okay. Are you hypnotized?
No.
You are not hypnotized. Are you hypnotized?
No.
No. Your name, ma'am?
Patty.
Your name, sir?
Mary.
Your name is...
Mary.
Your name is...
Patty.
Your name is...
Bob.
Your name is...
Bob.
Could I see your name tag just a second, if you don't mind? It says Karen. What's your name?
Bob.
Are you positive?
Yes.
Are you positive your name is Mary? Yes. Are you a betting person? I got a bet you might be interested in. I'm willing to bet you $500 that your name is actually Paul, not Mary. I'll bet you $500 your name is Paul. Would you take that bet?
No.
What's your name?
Mary.
I'll bet it's Paul. Would you bet $500 it's Mary?
Yeah.
Would you shake on that? Before you shake. How many people in this room think his name is Paul? Can I see by show of hands? See all those hands up there? See them all? How many people think his name is Mary? See up.
Let us begin by defining a few terms. Operative Masons are the early stonemasons, more famously known for building the Gothic cathedrals, abbeys and castles of Europe. However, the first Grand Lodge of Speculative Masonry was founded in London, in June of 1717. The Freemasons began to accept what is known as Speculative Masons, or in other words, ordinary people, who did not possess any of the stonemasons' knowledge, or building construction abilities. Outsiders, or non-Masons, are labeled as profanes by the Masons. The reason why Masons use such a condescending term for non-Masons is because they do not possess the knowledge the Masons do, simply put.
And the star on his skin?
Pinnacle.
And its meaning?
Pinnacle is a pagan religious icon.
Devil worship.
Cites King Nimrod, the builder of the famous Tower of Babel, as the first and most excellent master. He it was, and not King Solomon, who gave the Masons their first charge, or in other words, their first rites, rituals, and practices. Masonic text known as the Thistle Manuscript, of 1756, says that King Nimrod created the Masons and gave them their signs and terms so that they could distinguish themselves from other people, or the profanes. It was the first time that the Masons were organized as a craft. Please pay very close attention to the following.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
ولما جاءهم رسول من عند الله مصدق لما معهم نبذ فريق من الذين أوتوا الكتاب كتاب الله وراء ظهورهم كأنهم لا يعلمون واتبعوا ما تتلو الشياطين على ملك سليمان وما كفر سليمان ولكن الشياطين كفروا يعلمون الناس السحر وما أنزل على الملكين ببابل هاروت وماروت.
Let us analyze the Quranic verses we've just heard. Many occult organizations, Satanists, Kabbalists, Freemasons, and many others attribute false accusations against Prophet Solomon, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him. A book, titled the Gosha, the Lesser Key of Solomon the King, first appeared in the 17th century, but much was taken from texts of the 16th century, including the Pseudemonarchia Daemonum, by Johann Weyer, and late medieval grimoires. It is likely that books by Jewish Kabbalists and mystics were also inspirations, and some of the material in the first section of the book, concerning the summoning of demons, dates to the 14th century and even earlier. The book claims that it was originally written by King Solomon, although this is certainly incorrect. The titles of nobility assigned to the demons were unknown in his time, as were the prayers to Jesus, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him, and the Christian Trinity included in the text. The Gosha contains detailed descriptions of spirits and the conjurations needed to invoke and oblige them to do the will of the conjurer, referred to as the exorcist. It details the protective signs and rituals to be performed, the actions necessary to prevent the spirits, we will refer to these spirits as jinn, for the correct terminology, from gaining control, the preparations prior to the invocations, and instructions on how to make the necessary instruments for the execution of these rituals.